Hello and welcome to our introductory course. And in this welcome video, I'm going to give you um, a brief overview about what you can expect to learn in this course. Now, our current plan is to offer this short course free of charge, and so that you can get an idea about front-end development, and you also get an idea about how we here at Tech Now Institute do things. So let me jump right to it. So there we go. I've made a quick presentation for your benefit. It's a front end for beginners, and it's a quick 6-hour course. I'm sure it'll be maybe a few minutes more than that or a little bit less than that, but we are just calling it a 6-hour course, and it is from Tech Now Institute. And let me go ahead and quickly go through the slide here for you. First thing is about us. We are Tech Now. Our goal here is to take you who is a beginner in coding and then sort of transform you into a software engineer, a software developer. Now, our emphasis is on students who don't have any previous experience in coding. So this course is designed to appeal to someone who's coming in completely new to coding. So we don't assume that you know any coding, or we don't assume that you have gone through like a university degree or something. If you have those things, that is an added bonus, but we are not making that assumption. So we are really we just wanted to bring in, we want you to come in with the well, as it says on the slide, a passion for learning, and we will take care of the rest. Now, about the tutor, that's me. My name is Jay. My full name is on the screen if you want to pronounce it. Well, about me, a quick introduction here. So I've been coding since I was like 15. So I'm like about 40 now. So I've been coding for a really long time. I've started with C. It's a very old programming language. We still use it today. So I started with C. That was my first experience with coding, and then I moved on to C++, and then after that, I moved on to C Sharp, and then of course now I've been working professionally as a developer and also as a tutor. I have taught in every sort of scenario you can imagine. I have taught as a faculty at universities. I've taught high school students. I've taught adult education classes. I have taught school kids. I've taught undergraduate students, postgraduate students. I've traveled all over India, and I have taught people online to all the major countries in the world. So I've been doing this for a really long time, and I've been exposed to web development, front end development that we are talking in this course. Again, since my university days, I think that was like I was about 19 or something. Um, so I've been doing this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and things related to it for about, again, 10 to 15 years. I mean, someone of my age and experience, I would have ended up working on all sorts of languages. And front-end development is one of them. So, a long time ago, not recently, a long time ago, I did get like a Microsoft MVP award for my community contributions. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, you can just Google my name, my full name, Vijay Sama BR, online just to find out about me if you're curious. You can follow me on social media, or read my blogs, listen to my podcast, check out my YouTube channel. I'm very active. I have a lot of hobbies. Some of them have nothing to do with technology, but you can definitely check it out. So that's about me. So, what are we doing here in this course? Okay, we are calling it a 6-hour course, but please understand one thing. You have a textbook which has like 100 pages, but you are expected to study it over like a week or 2 weeks or 4 weeks or even 2 months, depending on how fast and how many hours you can commit. So although the course is 6 hours, that's mainly about the duration of the course itself, but we do expect you to spend far more hours understanding everything, because although it is a fundamental course, we have managed to add a lot of essential content. So at the end of the course, you will actually see a deployed, when I say deployed, an actual web app, okay, an actual web app that is available to be seen and used by anybody with an internet connection. So you'll actually have a web app, like an address, like an online address, like how you go to so our website tech9institute.com. So like that, you would have an actual web address with a software, a simple software, but a software nevertheless, a web app that you have built, that anybody can just access on their mobile phone or tablet and computer. So we have actually managed to compress a lot of things into this short course. So we are talking about basics of HTML. Again, we don't have the option to go in depth into everything in HTML. Now, that will take a lot of time, but we have highlighted key topics. Same thing with CSS, key topics, JavaScript, key topics, Bootstrap, key topics, and some bonus topics like editors, how to use GitHub. And as I'm talking, I usually just add in a lot of additional things. So that also is included in this course. And we have assignments for you to test yourself. We have quizzes wherever necessary. We have included PPTs that you can download or view online. And of course, at the end of it all, you will have a simple web app that I keep talking about. That is the end game. In fact, let me go ahead and get that simple, what you'll be building at the end of the course. Okay, so let me go ahead and quickly do that here. Okay, you can see on the screen right now, what you see is called Visual Studio Code. Now there is a separate chapter about that, so we'll talk about what Visual Studio Code is. So right now, I simply wish to show you what you will be building, you'll be capable of building at the end of this course. So this is our end game, like the movie end game. So let's go for it. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and run this project. Again, we'll show you how to run the project in the future episode. So I'm running it, and there it is. And I'm going to take this URL. We'll talk about what URLs are later. And then I'm going to switch to my Firefox. I'll quickly open this here. There you go. And I'll open what is called as developer tools. We'll talk about that later. And then what I'll do is, now see what this is a web app, right? You'll be building something like this. This is HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You can see here that it has all those things. You can see here HTML, JavaScript code. You can see here JavaScript code, CSS. We're not using too much of it because it's an introductory course, but we are using Bootstrap there. And you can see all the code here. You learn how to type each and every line. We will explain what it does and how it works. So, and then we go back here. This is how it would look. Okay. And then when I click on this button, now there is something called NASA APOD. This is what we are talking about. It's an API. We'll talk about what APIs are later. So it's an API provided by NASA from America, right? So that API is really good. I always use it for my beginner classes. And then what I'll do is when I click on this button, this web app, this website will contact the NASA API server, get the data from NASA and display the data on a website like a real software would. Okay. Now, most of the time, NASA is supposed to have an image. Sometimes they put a video in which may not work here, but usually it's an image which will definitely work. So let's give it a try. So you can see here on the right side, right now nothing is happening, but look at what happens when I click on fetch. There you go, something is happening, there you go. And it's loading, it takes a while. My internet is fast enough, but if the image might be too big, it has to, there you go. That's it. That's the image from NASA. It definitely looks beautiful. It's a space photo, right? Space is always crazy. And some information about what it is. The nebula. I think Nebula. I can only think of that character from the MCU movies. There you go. All the Nebula stuff is here, and it says API from NASA loaded. You can see what happened here, and so on and so forth. So this is what we promise you. Okay. So in this self-guided course, once you finish it, you will be able to build a functioning web app, and of course, we will show you how to deploy it using GitHub and Vercel. So that's all there is to it from this introductory video. My name is Jay, and hopefully you will learn what we're trying to teach you at the end of this course. Thank you.